What if I told you I built and scaled an AI SaaS to 6 figures a month without writing a single line of code? And today, in just 20 minutes, I'm going to build an AI SaaS right in front of you from idea to live product so you see exactly how to do it yourself. You'll watch me go from a blank canvas to a full product on launch while I break down exactly how to build, how to monetize, and how to scale your own AI SaaS. But if you click off this video, you'll be missing the blueprint from somebody who's built, scaled, and exited their own AI SaaS and has done it again and again without writing code. So let's get into it. So how do you even start a 100K a month AI SaaS without writing code? The truth is there's a million ways to do this. And after years of experience, I can confidently say that this one tool I'm going to show you today is the best at building SaaS without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. It's much better than all the AI tools I have tried before. It's much better than Bolt.new, much better than Lovable, and way much better than using Claude to code your own AI SaaS. On Base 44, you tell it exactly what you want and it does not make mistakes. Unlike Bolt, when you give it a complex task, it starts hallucinating and then you start fighting with the code for hours. With Base 44, all you need to do is give it a prompt and it will build the AI SaaS for you. Step number one, you need to find a profitable SaaS idea that you can build. Here we have the winning AI SaaS idea framework. Your SaaS needs to either make people more money, save people time and automate workflows, or give value, insights, and knowledge. Here I've laid out 12 different ideas that you can get started on right away. Let's go through a few. Let's start with Network Fuel. Network Fuel is a winning SaaS idea because most high impact opportunities come from referrals. And for founders who are trying to raise money, like fundraising, hiring, partnerships, and people always forget who introduced them to who. The relationships are hidden in mail inboxes, different WhatsApp conversations, and it cannot be tracked whatsoever. There's no visual way to track your network and understand your network's penetration. So if you're a founder and you're looking to raise money tomorrow, with Network Fuel, you know exactly who you can speak to and who referred you to them, recalling all the conversations that you've had before. Let's go to number two. Rate My Pitch Deck is a profitable SaaS idea because it gives beginner founders feedback and insights on how they can build a better pitch deck to raise money with. Usually beginner founders don't have access to mentors, and Rate My Pitch Deck can help them achieve the success that they're looking for by perfecting their pitch. But let's start by building Network Fuel. To get started building Network Fuel, we need to build a brief for the AI using ChatGPT. I've already written one before, so I'm going to paste it here and walk you through it. I want to build a network map app where it can show me all the people I have in my network and the people they introduced me to. This should show like branches and be connected with lines. I should also be able to edit the connections by dragging the lines to connect it to other people and create relationships between different cards. Each person card should have his name, company, position, email, and phone, and a placeholder for notes. We should also have the type of people like friend, VC, angel, founder, and also should have statuses on where I have them in my funnel, whether I need to reach out or I have connected with them. Did I schedule a call? Did I ask for an intro yet? And has the intros been done already? On the second page, the cards of the people should be organized in a CRM manager in stages based on the funnel stage. Please build me a prompt that I can use to give the AI that builds SaaS with text prompts so it can build it for me with all the details above. So we're simply going to give this to ChatGPT and watch it build us a prompt that will build the outcome that we need for our software. Keep going with Base 44. As you can see here, it has started building the brief. It's displaying everything that we need, the CRM pipeline on the second page. So now all we need to do is copy paste this prompt, go to Base 44, paste, and on Base 44, what makes it much better than Bolt is it allows you to add styling instructions. So you don't need a UI designer, you don't need the hours on Figma, you can just choose from one of the themes they have here. My favorite one personally is this one. I'm just gonna add the style instructions here and I'm gonna click enter. And now Base 44 is gonna start building the SaaS for us. It's gonna take a few minutes, but it's gonna build a SaaS that is almost ready for you to launch. You're gonna have to make a few edits right after this step, but it's going to take you to 80% of the way there and you'll just add the final touches. watching cat videos while the AI builds my SaaS. As you can see here that it's almost done and it's building every single component and page that we need. It's going to take a few more minutes and we will have a SaaS that is 80% ready. And here we go. It's almost done now. Okay. And we see that it's 80% done and it has built us a SaaS that we can just make a few edits to complete our SaaS. So as you can see, it has built something right here that is not 100% perfect, but we can make some edits. What I like to do is I like to list my edits in batches and give it to it and have it do the work rather than do edit by edit. Because as you can see, sometimes they may take a few minutes. So we want to consolidate our edits into batches. That way it doesn't take a long time for it to do the work and it doesn't get confused or hallucinate, but it also doesn't take us a long time by editing every single thing one by one. So the first edit I want to make is cards on the map should show a consolidated view of only name, CRM status, type of connection like VC or Angel, and that's it. The second edit I want to make is I want to be able to connect cards together with a dotted line based on who introduced me to who. For example, if Sarah introduced me to Marcus, Marcus would be the child card and Sarah would be the parent card. I also want parent cards to be able to have one-to-many relationships with child cards. And let's give it that edit in the batch of 3 and see what it does. Okay, so implemented the change in cards and connecting to each other. But now we know that there's an issue with dragging the cards on the map. So what we want to do first is I want to be able to zoom in and out on the map using a plus minus button that should be on the top right of the map. I also want to improve the responsiveness when I move cards around on the map, as it is very laggy at the moment. Okay, so here's 2 changes I want to make. I also want to organize the content on the card better. Now I see each piece of content in a corner and it does not look neat. So here's a batch of 3 more changes and let's see what it does. So as we can see that it added the zoom and zoom out buttons, but they're still not working correctly. So let's tell it the zoom in and out buttons don't work currently. And then let's try moving cards around. I am unable to move cards around. Please let me move cards around freely and in a responsive manner. Okay, so let's only give it 2 this time. So I started working on this. Let's see what it does. Okay, so I finished making the edits. Now I can move cards smoothly. Let's move them around. Let's see if the zoom works. Amazing. The zoom in and out works perfectly. So let's move these around to see where the issue of connecting cards is coming from. And what we can also do is we can remove some cards to just clear up some space. Let's delete this, delete that, delete this as well, delete this, and let's move these around in a more organized fashion and see if we can start connecting them together. So as you can see, this is the connect button right now. Let's try zooming in and let's see if we can connect it to this card. Amazing. So all we have to do is click on the connection button and drag it to the card that we want to connect it to, and it automatically connects. Let's see if the one-to-many relationships work. They do work, and they disable the other relationship as well, which is great. So now let's zoom out and see if we can move the map around. We cannot. So let's tell it, I want to be able to also move the map around by dragging the empty space in the map. So let it do that for us. Amazing. So now I believe we're able to move the map around. Great. So let's zoom out again. Let's move our cards around and it's loading one more time. See? Okay, amazing. So let's move this around. Let's move the map around. Okay. So we can move the map around, we can move cards. Amazing. So this works. So let's delete the rest of the cards now. So it seems that when I make a change on the map, it defaults to the default positions. So let's change that. When I make any change to the map or cards, the card positions go back to default. We need to be able to keep cards in the position that I placed them in. Okay, so that's edit number one. So let's go to edit number two, which is let's really quickly fix this quick stat one. Quick stats is not showing the total contacts we have. And if there's any contacts that is past the connected stage, count them as active contacts. Okay, so it's saying it's implemented the fixes, but it also pointed out there's an issue with the network map component. So in this case, you don't have to panic. I know that none of us know how to code here. All you have to do is click resolve with AI, and the AI automatically will understand what it did wrong and it will solve it for you. And this is the magic of building software with AI. You really don't have to understand the code to build a product that can generate you multiple six figures a month. And now that it's done fixing the error, let's check on it really quickly. Let's make sure that the cards stay stable. So we made a change in the card. They're staying stable. Okay. So now let's see if we delete one card. Does this card go back here? No. Can we zoom in and can we zoom out? Can we move this? Amazing. Total contacts, active contacts. Amazing. Perfect. So now that we understand that the network map works, let's see if the other buttons work as well. So let's try to add one more person. As you can see that it glitches when we try to add a person. Let's try to fix this. When I hover over the add new contact form, it runs away from me. Okay, let's see if it will fix it just by doing that. Let's get rid of it now and find something else that we want to fix. Can we search Emma? Yes, we can search. Can we go by type? Yes, we can go by type. Can we go by statuses? Let's see, schedule a call. Yes, we can do that. So everything here works except this button. So let's try to fix that before we move on to the CRM pipeline. Okay, so it said that it fixed it. So let's try now. It's still running away from us. And sometimes these things happen when the AI says that it fixed it, but it's really not fixed. So you just have to go back to it and say, the issue was not fixed. Please try to fix the issue again. And now it's recognizing that it didn't really fix the issue. So most likely now it will do the correct fix to fix this issue completely, and the add new contact form will work properly. So let's try this one more time. It seems that it still did not fix the issue. So let's try to be creative here. Instead of having a pop-up module as the add new contact, please have it as a slider from the right side of the screen where it shows if we need to edit any cards. So this way we will not have any issues with modals. It will just come as a slider from the right side. We'll be able to edit, delete, and save contacts. So now we've implemented the slider instead of the pop-up modal. As we can see, it can show up now without any problems. We can add a card, CEO Salim at gmail.com, and Salim is a founder and we need to schedule a call with him. Salim owns an AI SaaS. And let's add contact. As you can see, it added Salim, and let's see if the connections work as well. So let's connect Emma Thompson to Salim. There we go. So I guess we need to do it the other way around. So let's start the whole thing over again. Now let's add a card, CEO Salim at gmail.com. Then Salim is a founder. He got connected with us already. Salim owns AI SaaS. Add contact. As you can see, the contact shows up. Now let's try to connect Emma with Salim's card. As you can see, there's an issue here where Emma Thompson's card gets dragged. And this will be the last fix that we do on this page before we go into the CRM pipeline. When connecting cards together, it drags the card to the other card versus just dragging the line and extending it to the child card. So now we will fix this and we will move over to the second part of the software. And it instantly recognized the problem. So we'll work hard on fixing it right now. And all you have to do is just sit and relax. And let's see if it fixed this. So as we can see that Emma Thompson is connected to everybody, but we need to make sure that the connection between cards work. So let's delete Salim and let's add him one more time. Salim, sell abroad, CEO, random number. Salim's a founder. We're connected with him. And Salim owns a SaaS. And let's add the correct email. So now let's try connecting it one more time. So it's still showing us the issue when I try to connect a card to another and it drags the whole card. So what we need to tell it is the issue is still persistent and we need to be a little bit creative here. So what we can do is we can try to change how the feature works a bit by saying what you should do is show the connection line only when I click the connection button, and let me drag the line to the second card, not by clicking and dragging. There should be an on and off state for the connection button. So this way we can add an on and off state for the connection button. That way we can activate it, connect, and then disengage it after we're done. So now it's saying it fixed it. So let's try again. Nui, sell abroad, CEO. Salim is the founder and he's connected with us already. Salim has an AI SaaS and add to cart and add card. Okay, so let's try connecting with Lisa, and there we go. It's working perfectly. So now let's try connecting Emma with Salim, and it's working perfectly. You can move these around a bit, and it works perfect. But if you notice, it made a change that we did not want. The status of the CRM and the type of connection should not show outside the card. Please keep the information contained inside the card. Amazing. So now that we fixed this and all the information is contained within the card, we fixed the connection issues as well. We are done with everything that we need to do for the network map. We can add people, we can organize the cards on the map, we can connect them with each other. We have a quick stat here that works. Now let's move on to the second stage, which is the CRM pipeline. As you can see here, we have the CRM pipeline in stages. We can scroll through each stage, but I can already see one thing that is wrong. If we scroll from the left to the right, the Google Chrome immediately wants to go back to the last page, but we don't want to do that. So what we want to do is add CRM scroll buttons on the top right. That way we can scroll through stages smoothly, right? So that's edit number one that I want to make. Another edit I want to make, but first let's try to make some changes. So as you can see, when I make a change, it's very, very laggy. So I want to tell it when I move cards from one stage to another, it needs to be instant and more responsive. It currently lags and takes too much time to realize the movement, right? So let's give it now 2 changes and see how it does. So it said it made the changes. Let's try to test it out. The arrows work perfectly fine. Now let's see if we can move cards from one stage to another. So we can move them, but it still takes way too much time for it to realize. So this time, let's take a screenshot and give it back to the AI and say, when I move a card to a different stage, it goes blurry like this and does not realize the change. When I move a card, it needs to be instant. So now it's saying that it's fixed the issue. Let's try doing it again. So as you can see, when I click and move it to the next stage, it does move, but it's not very user friendly. So let's take a screenshot and give it back to the AI so it can understand what we're talking about. Now the cards move to the correct stage and it gets realized instantly. But when I click on a card to move it, it shows very far from the cursor, as you can see. Okay, so it said it fixed this feature now, so let's try it. So it still shows away from the cursor, but it moves much more smooth now, which is good enough for us. Let's go try it in a different stage. Bring this back here. Perfect. It works. So now we finished everything that we need on the CRM pipeline and the network map. The software is pretty much ready, but there's 2 things that we need to do. We need a database for all the data, and we need authentication to create users and allow other people to use our software. But here's the thing, with base 44, both are already implemented. Let me show you. All you have to do is click publish and publish the app, and it would automatically publish the app with authentication for you. Now you can just sign up using Google and let your users sign up with any email they may have. I've successfully signed up using Google, and I can now use this software. I can make all the edits that I want by deleting cards, adding more cards, connecting cards to others, and even use the CRM to manage my funnel. So now that we know authentication is working, let's make sure that we have a database that handles all the data for every single user separately. And as you can see, it's telling me that the base 44 platform has its own database, which automatically separates the data for each user. Now let me show you where the database sits. If you go to workspace, and then you go to data, you can see that you have a database with a table for the people that you have in your records. Every card will show up here and all its relevant information. Now that we know we have authentication and a database to handle all our data, the next step is to connect our domain and deploy our software. You can go to the domains tab, you can buy a domain or connect a domain if you already have one. This process is fairly simple. All you need to do is add a CNAME and change your DNS to route to this software. And now that we have our software connected to our domain, let me show you a few features that makes Base44 a way better alternative than Bolt or Lovable. Base44 automatically comes with security. You can also download your code so you can edit it on a different IDE or a different platform. You have access to APIs immediately, and you can change your branding from the platform itself. You can add a logo for your software, that way it shows up with the correct branding. Now that we have a working software, we've connected the domain to it, we know that we can have users log in, and we have a database that handles all our data. We need to start monetizing. The way we do this is we connect it to Stripe. But before connecting it to Stripe, we need to build a pricing page. All we need to do is go to the chat and ask it to build one for us. Can you please build us a pricing page with 3-tier price plan with the middle and highest tier having more card limits and AI features to remind us to reach out to people who we did not reach out to recently. As you can see, it started building out the pricing page for us. It's going to take care of the navigation as well. Now we can see that it's done building the pricing page. It added it here, so we can click on the pricing page and we can see the pricing that it did for us. It looks a bit squished here, but if we go to the external preview, we can probably see it working better. And as you can see, it looks perfect. Our pricing page is already done for us with just one prompt. And for any customer, they can click on get started and it will redirect them to the payment. But we don't have Stripe integrated. So now let's do that for it to redirect our users to Stripe so they can pay us to use our software. First, we need to go to Stripe and create an account. To create an account, all we have to do is just add our email here and follow the steps here to create your account. Now, I already have a Stripe account, so I will be logging in into that. But for you, all you need to do is follow these steps and create an account, and then it will redirect you to the dashboard that I will show you now. This is your Stripe dashboard. This is where you will be redirected after you create an account. Here you will be able to find your secret keys that you need to give to Base44 and allow people to pay you money to use your software. Now let's go back to Base44, and as you can see, I asked it, what do I need to give it to connect my Stripe account for each pricing tier? And it's telling me that I need to give it a price ID for each tier, which means I need to create a product on Stripe and give it the ID for each product's price. Then I need to give it the Stripe API secret key, and the last thing I need to give it is the Stripe webhook secret. After that, it will do everything for us. So let's collect this information and give it back to Base44. Now in Stripe, all you need to do is go to product catalogs, create a product, and name your product here. For us, our first tier is called basic, and we need to give it a description, network, view, app, basic plan. We need to keep it on reoccurring, and we need to switch this to SaaS and add the price. Our price for the basic plan is $19. We leave everything as it is. Then we click add product. Once we click add product, then we have our product ready to go, and we click here, and then we go back into the product, and then we copy the price ID. Now, for the sake of this example, I'm only going to do this once, but when you do it and you create 3-tier pricing, you have to create 3 different products. Here is the price ID. Please use this for all my products. And now the next step is to give it the API secret key. Let's go find this really quickly. We go to Stripe and we go to the search bar and type API. And then here we see that we can create a secret key. We can choose the first one, continue with secret key. We can name it new SaaS and the URL. At this point, you should have your domain connected, and then you will add that, create a restricted secret key, continue, and I'll just verify my password. And here it is, we have our secret key. We will come back here and say, this is my secret key. And the last thing we need to give it is the Stripe webhook secret. We go back to Stripe, go to webhooks, and we create an endpoint. The endpoint should go back to the URL, SaaS. Very quickly, select event, you go to customer, created, add events, add endpoint, and here's our webhook secret. Let's go back to Base44, paste it and say this is our webhook ID. Let's let base 44 do the work for us. It picked up that I'm using the same price ID for multiple products, so I just need to confirm with it, yes, I'm doing so, but in your case, you need to have a unique price ID for every single tier that you have. Great, now it's telling us that the Stripe integration is fully done, and now we can accept money from customers who want to use our software. Let's publish, go to pricing, and test our link out, get started, and it takes us directly to Stripe where customers can subscribe to our software. Now you're done. Now we have fully built a software using AI with no code at all. We know we can find profitable SaaS ideas to build. We know we can build it with base 44, connect authentication, have a database for all the data, and accept payments from our users. Now that you have built and launched your AI SaaS, it's time to get some users and scale our business. And you're just in luck because I recently made a video about the strategies that I implemented within my SaaS to scale my business to thousands of users a month. Go check out that video and scale your SaaS today.